everybody, welcome back to Build at Home. I'm your host, Brittany Jones Cooper, still coming to you from my home in New York City. Really excited to talk to today's guest, Lala Anthony. But before we do that, I want to remind you guys about the campaign, No Kid Hungry. There are a lot of kids who depend on schools for food. And because of school cancellations, 535 million school meals have been missed. So there's a lot of communities in need. So if you're looking for a way to help out, visit nokidhungry.org for more information on how you can donate and help your local community. Now I want to welcome today's guest, Lala Anthony. Hey, Lala.
Hey, how are you, Brittany? How you holding up?
I am doing okay. I'm in New York City. It's sort of a weird vibe outside, but I've been, social distancing. How about you? Where are you?
So I came out west. I'm obviously from New York and I live in New York, but it was just getting to a point where I was like, let me just get out west for a little while and give New York a little break. But I'm in touch with all my family there and just making sure everyone is good and really, helping out in whichever way I can, giving meals to different hospitals in New York and just really trying to do what I can to help.
Yeah, I think that's the one thing that sort of helps everybody be more calm is just finding ways to help around you, whether it's your family or your community.
You're effective in helping or you're doing something like you said, you just feel like you're not just sitting around, And help is desperately needed. You were just talking about it on the intro. And for me to be able to give meals to different hospitals in New York City and the tri-state area is just such a great feeling. And you just want to help in any way that you can.
Yeah, I mean, especially with the hospitals, you look at the hours they're working, a lot of them don't have time for breaks. And so, something as simple as sending pizzas or whatever I've heard has been so helpful.
Right, for sure.
It's crazy. So what have you been doing personally and to just sort of pass the time? I know you're there with your son and Carmelo. Like, what are you guys doing as a family just to sort of make the days not blend into one?
Yeah, I find that if I give myself a schedule, that's always good. I'm still working just like you are. There's tons of, I'm a master now at Zoom and this and that, like, tons of this Google Hangout. Like I'm learning all of these new apps and techniques to have, interviews and just get work done. And, it's been really effective. So during this time, you find yourself getting extra creative and thinking about what new show or what you're going to be working on next. So I find that to be really helpful. Definitely try to get a workout in every day. It's real easy to spend a lot of time by the refrigerator, and I'm trying not to do that because hopefully by the time we come back outside, it'll be, close to the summer. So you want to be good. So I've been avoiding the fridge as much as possible, but definitely staying creative and also helping Cayenne with online schooling and just getting him into that groove. This is all new for all of us. So just trying to get everybody focused and on track. I always say that if I take it day by day, it's a lot easier for me as opposed to just thinking long term. I'll probably have way too much anxiety if I do that. So I just try to take the days as they come, one at a time.
Absolutely. And I know that you're going to be on the new season of The Chi and you're going to be playing a chef.
Yes.
So have you been cooking or like trying to? No.
I know my abilities and I stick to them. Cooking is not one of them. But on The Chi, it was really awesome because I got to learn a lot of techniques of being a chef. And that was really fun and just a totally different role for me. And I'm excited. So they pushed the launch date of season 3 of The Chi to June 21st. So shout out to Lena Waithe and the whole crew. So we're coming back June 21st. And I'm really excited about that.
That is so exciting. How did that unfold for you? Because, you wrapped up Power and now we're going to see you on The Chi. Did any of that overlap or when did that opportunity kind of present itself for you?
It came right after Power was done and I was a free agent, so to speak. And Lena and I had a conversation. She wanted me to come in and audition for this role that was really important to the season of The Chi. I did. It went well. And then I was in Chicago in that cold weather, filming, but it was such a great experience. They really have something great over there with The Chi, and Lena's writing is just amazing. And I was happy to go from Power to The Chi. I've been blessed to work with such incredible showrunners and writers, from Courtney Kemp on Power to Lena Waithe on The Chi. I'm super grateful for that and just excited for people to see me doing something different. I was Lakeisha Grant for 6 years on Power, 6 seasons. So now, it's going to be nice for them to see me as just something totally different.
And this new character, what can you tell us about her? What's her sort of personality and vibe?
So she's a chef and she's trying to get her business off the ground. But in Chicago, where they live, what she did is in her home, she kind of made almost like the living room of her home, like a little restaurant. So people were coming in there and would sit down and have meals, which I thought was really cool. And I found out that that is a Chicago thing that a lot of people
Oh,
do. And I wasn't aware, but it was so cool. And she's just really trying to build her business, and then comes in touch with some of the other characters of The Chi, and they try to do it together, and all kind of things happen. So I don't want to give too much away, but it's definitely going to be a really dope season. And I think people are going to be, blown away by it. I think it's just
yeah.
great. Again, I'm just happy to be around such talented actors on that show. Jacob Lattimore is just amazing, and he's leading the way on that show and really doing some great work along with the whole cast. But I work mostly with Jacob, and we formed a great friendship, and he's just an incredible talent.
And it's been cool to watch you as an actor grow and take on different roles. But now with this new Facebook Watch show, we see you going back to your hosting roots.
I know. It's so funny because everyone's like, "Oh, you're back hosting. You're back hosting." Yeah, you know what? To me, it's all about giving back and empowering women. This was a chance for me to do that, so I wanted to be a part of this. I wanted to create a platform where we really helped women with self-esteem and just finding their passion and getting their power back. I mean, so many of us just along the track of life lose our way. It could be relationships, family, careers, anything. We're just kind of getting women back on track. And this episode was super powerful, super emotional. Karuchi Tran joined me on this episode, and we just really coached these two women into feeling good about themselves again. And then at the end, there's a makeover that happens, which is always great. Hair, makeup, great clothes. But to me, and I always say it, you got to work on the inside first to then be able to deal with, the outside stuff. So it's really powerful. I love that it's 15 minutes, you kind of get in and get out. And I think we captured, so much. I had so many friends call me today because we officially launched today, and they were just like, "I can't believe you did all that in 15 minutes. Like, I was so invested in 15 minutes. I got the whole story and everything." So I'm glad that people are really responding well to it. And hopefully I'll be able to, do a lot more of those episodes. Obviously, with the quarantine, everything's on hold right now, but I'm glad I had one great one in the can to kind of show to everybody.
Yeah, and the show is called Reclaim Your Life. And I loved it because the two women in this first episode, I mean, one was a woman who had a felony and she was looking to find work, and you got to explore what life is like for people who are coming out of the system and just looking to maybe forge a new path, but they're being punished for their past life.
What's crazy about that, Brittany, is she was 19 years old. It was a gift card scam, and it stuck with her whole life. And she couldn't even, practice pharmacy. She wanted to be, in the pharmaceutical field. Couldn't even do that because if this was on her record from a gift card scam you did at 19. And, these kind of things can stick with you. So we really helped her through that. And we did something really special at the end of the episode to help her reclaim her life and get her confidence back. So it's just such a feel-good show, and especially just in the climate of the world right now, we need content like that out there to just feel good about what we're watching, feel good about ourselves.
Yeah, and I think it's such a good reminder to women specifically that you do deserve a second chance or a third chance. You shouldn't continue to punish yourself for things you did in the past, even if other people are still kind of punishing you for it. I thought that was kind of what I took away, is that we all can reclaim our life, right? It's never too late.
Absolutely. Thank you for watching it. I do appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I mean, it was such a positive show. Like you said, there's so much stuff going on right now. It was just sort of nice for 15 minutes to like look at people wanting to make their lives better. And you and Karuchi were both so honest too.
Right.
So let's talk about that. Karuchi gets very emotional talking about a past relationship, and she seems like a good friend of yours. So what was that like, just having her be as vulnerable and really committing to this show that you're doing?
For me, I'm all just about real stories. And as women, we've all been through heartbreak and disappointment in our lives, relationships. It could be heartbreak from family members. It could be heartbreak from, someone you were in a specific relationship with. We all can relate to that. And I'm like, I'm not going to do this kind of show and sugarcoat. That's not the reality. The reality is heartbreak, disappointment is hard for everyone. We all deal with it differently. But a lot of times people see you a certain way and think that you're excluded from that, or it feels different for you because you're in the public eye or something. It's like heartbreak feels what it feels, and it doesn't discriminate if you're famous, not famous, rich, poor. It hurts, and it hurts really, really bad. And so we just wanted to be honest, about that. And I thought her perspective was great. And it wasn't too much about the heartbreak as much as it was about moving past that and getting that confidence back and getting your footing back. That's what I really wanted to focus on. And I talked about different things that I've been through in my life. I think it's important. I can't be executive producing and hosting a show and just like, oh no, I'm just, everything's fine over here, guys. Like, not reality, you know? So I think it's important for me to be honest as well. And I think that's what it is about me overall that really resonates with people.
Yeah. For you personally, can you talk about a moment where you had to build up that confidence again and really sort of reclaim your life or maybe shift gears?
Yeah, I think, being in the public eye, that has happened to me a couple times. I just find that everyone thinks they have all the answers and know everything that's going on. And I'm like, it's easy to give all the answers when you're not in the situation. We all give the best advice when we're not in the situation. So there were times, I would read things or see things about myself. It could be, in my marriage, it could be in different career choices I made. And it starts wearing on you after a while. And I had to remind myself what's important, put myself first. And I said it in the series, but be my own cheerleader. I feel like we are constantly looking for outside validation and will always be met with disappointment from that. Like me, be my friend, like this picture on Instagram. We're constantly wanting that validation. And when you don't get it, it's such a letdown. So what about finding that validation within yourself? And that's what I talk about on the series. And what has really worked for me is just being okay with who I am, regardless of what anybody has to say about it.
That's amazing. And what kind of work do you do every day to sort of sustain that? Do you do therapy? Do you have a journal? What sort of practices do you do to sort of stay positive and confident?
Definitely have done therapy, and I'm a big fan of therapy. It's always good to just let it out with no judgment. And I think, it's great that, especially us in the African-American Latino community, I think it's great that we're lifting the veil off of, any negative connotations behind therapy. And people are now being more concerned about their mental health and making sure they're okay. So therapy is always great. And for me, it's just like, it could be as simple as just telling yourself good things about yourself, looking in the mirror, just saying something good about yourself. Or me even watching this Facebook show and telling myself, wow, look what good I was able to do in the world. That makes me feel good. And reminding myself that I'm put in a position to be able to do these things. And it's not something that I take for granted. I say, you just got to be your own cheerleader. Like, I'm proud of myself. I'm proud of what I'm doing, regardless of what anyone can say. I know how I feel. I know what I'm doing. And for me, that's been enough.
It sounds so simple, but it's so hard for people. And I remember the first time I started a gratitude journal, and after like 2 weeks, I just felt better. And I was like, this was so easy and simple. I would have never thought to do it, but look at the impact it can have.
Yeah, no, gratitude journal, just positive affirmations. I have a friend who, when you go to her apartment, she has like sticky notes all over the wall and on the fridge, and it's just positive affirmations. And I just go over there, and you leave there feeling so fulfilled and so good. And you realize it's the littlest things. It doesn't cost any money. It's not anything you have to spend on. And it's just little things to constantly feed your soul with positivity. And we need that. And like I said, especially in what's happening today, it's real easy to get super down on yourself. It's real easy to get frustrated with everyone around you. You feel, closed in. I've talked about that on Instagram. It's really easy to get to that negative space. So you got to pay really great attention to your mental health and do check-ins with yourself mentally during this time.
Yeah, especially moms. I have a lot of friends, and moms are carrying a lot of extra burden right now.
Yeah, they are. Some of my friends call me like, this online school. I mean, I've had those moments. Luckily, my son is 13, so he's a little bit more self-sufficient. He's not a baby, but still, trying to keep him focused. And I say with kids too, as parents, we have to also remember they're going through their own feelings and changes and fears about the current state of the world too. We're thinking about ours, and it's like, sit in front of that computer, do your work, do this, do that. But we're not taking into consideration how out the norm this is for them, and we're trying to just make this their new norm. So when I think of it like that, I try to have a lot more patience with my own kid and just understand, they're going through their own stuff too.
I know, it's crazy, but I have to applaud all the moms out there, because I've had this opportunity to really sort of do a lot of self-care. And so when I was watching your show today, and just like the importance of taking care of yourself, and then thinking of all the moms out there who have to put themselves second or third or fourth, and especially right now.
Yeah, for sure.
So what do you hope viewers take away from this first episode?
I just really hope that in this episode, anyone can watch it and take away something that works for them, whether it's I learned how to be my own cheerleader. I learned things I can say to myself every day that make me feel better. And I also want people out there to just see that we can all be a helping hand to anyone out there. You don't have to have a Facebook watch series. You don't have to be a well-known person to just lend a helping hand or an ear. Sometimes people just want to talk. They just want to feel like they can talk with no judgment and someone will be there to listen. And we all can be that person for somebody in our lives. That's my teenager in the background, but we all can be that person in someone's lives. And I think that's the takeaway, that we all can help, you know, in different ways. And I just hope women watch it, and whatever they're going through, they can just take away feeling more confident and feeling like, you know, I can get through whatever hurdles I have in my life right now.
Yeah, and building that community and that tribe. I think the thing I love most about Facebook Watch shows is the comment section.
Yeah.
And you pop in there and you see people connecting. And you know, and with your show, you can see people starting to connect and share their own stories.
And I love that. I love, like you said, the community that it's really a great thing.
I have to ask, is your son back there on TikTok? I saw his
He's been TikToking, he's been online class, he's been video gaming, movie night. Yesterday was game night. We played some games. So he's doing a little bit of everything.
Yeah, I saw his TikTok and I saw you on TikTok too. Now it's just like everybody's. Do you like TikTok? Is it fun?
You can't beat them, join them. I'm like, you know what, fine. Let me just jump on in here with you and get this done.
I have to say I did the same thing. I did one video. My 12-year-old nephew was like kind of embarrassed for me, but also excited. So I think I'll do another one, see how it goes.
Yeah, I think I'll do some more too. It's a good way to pass the time.
It is. Another good way to pass the time is to check out Reclaim Your Life, guys. It is streaming now on Facebook Watch. Go check it out. Lala, I'm hoping you guys can get back out there and do some new episodes soon, because it is such a really positive show.
Thank you. And thank you for your time today. I really appreciate it. Stay safe, stay inside, Brittany, and I hope to talk to you soon.
You too. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.
All right.